Hi, I'm Jen Cohen, and I appreciate you taking the time to learn more about me and my approach to SAT and ACT prep. I have been in test prep for about 15 years now in various capacities ranging from classroom instructor to private tutor, and I'm also owner of WordNerd.com, an SAT vocabulary website I created with my husband. I specialize in working with ADHD and learning disabled students. I have graduate training in psychology, and I'm uniquely qualified to work with special needs students. However, my approach also works for typical students as well, so I am open to working with anyone. I do take a little bit of a different approach to test prep than a lot of the large name prep companies that you've probably heard of that emphasize strategies and tips and tricks as the way to increasing students' scores. However, most of the time I find that students have gaps in their knowledge or skills that are holding back their score rather than just lacking strategies to help them take the test. So for example, a student that is weak in geometry and can't find the area of a circle, no amount of strategy or guessing tips is going to help them improve their score when really they just need to learn how to do geometry. So I do some remediation in my sessions with students and really try to nail down where their weak areas are. And in the long run, sessions with me will pay off in college and beyond because I'm actually filling in gaps in their knowledge. I also try to instill good note-taking skills and study skills that will serve them in the years ahead as well. I ask most students to work with me a fair amount of time before test day. Some prep programs will offer significant increases in scores in just a few weeks or even just a couple of days over a weekend, and that's just not realistic. I prefer for typical students to work with me starting a minimum of about 3 months before their intended test date. And for ADHD or learning disabled students, I really like for them to work with me about a year ahead of time. And I know that sounds excessive. However, as you know, special needs students need more time to assimilate new information as well as do homework and practice questions. And it's much less stressful if we allow ample time for them to get through a significant amount of material before test day. So starting early is really a good idea. For students that are not able to work with me for a large number of hours because of busy schedules or budget reasons, I do offer a self-prep planning program in which I will take a student's performance on a practice test, analyze it, and develop an individualized plan for them to prep on their own time, or at least in the majority of their own time. I typically do see those students for a few hours of tutoring just to get specific questions asked. But this allows the benefit of having an individualized program, but without the time commitment. So students do find that that can be very helpful to them. I also do test accommodations consulting. I have extensive knowledge of the neuropsychological tests and educational tests that are used to diagnose ADHD and learning disabilities, and I can read psychological reports to make sure that they are addressing the specific information that the College Board and the ACT want to allow testing accommodations. Both companies have gotten more stringent in their requirements, and they are allowing fewer and fewer students to have accommodations. So it's important to make sure that the application is in tip-top shape before submitting it. Most students do end up having to appeal, even in the best case scenario. And for students that are appealing, I can assess what was already submitted and see if I can figure out where the weak spots are, and hopefully on appeal get that application approved. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and if you would like more information about me, please visit my website at www.satprepforadhd.com, and that is satprepforadhd.com. Thanks so much.